So, guys, this guy will be around probably, the height of this guy will be around, let's say 190 centimeters or 2 meters, around that. I'm not sure exactly how tall he will be, but let's make a cube and make sure this cube is, the size is 2 meters. So the cube is 2 meters in size. Let's put it around like this, and let's make our character take it and let's resize it so it's 2 meters in size. He was a little bit more than 2 meters, so I'll press 1 on the numpad and I will move like this, and we have to make him 2 meters. So again, make it small. I'm trying not to move him from the middle. This is gonna make a lot of issues if I move him from the middle, so I'm trying to not move him from the middle. This, okay, let me just turn on the floor and the grid, because this way it will be easier. Then I have to move this with G, put it exactly here, so this is 2 meters. And yeah, sometimes I don't do this. I mean, this is not completely necessary to be done, but it's good. It's good to have your model kind of the right size, the proper size. Because when they tell me, okay, this guy will be 1 meter and 90 or 1 meter and 85, I guess he will not be super tall because he is pretty wide. And he's a tank, yes, and tanks are tall, yes. But if he is like very wide, very fat, he can compensate. He can be a very big blob on the battlefield, and it will be nice. So now he is a little bit less than 2 meters, so it's fine. I'll delete this cube. Now let's concentrate a little bit on the legs. Now I'm going to sculpting mode, I'm going pressing home, and then I will again disable floor and grid since I don't need them, and I will concentrate a little bit on his feet. Hopefully in this video we will have the opportunity to put our image into Blender, put the concept inside Blender, and kind of adjust our model according to the concept, which would be nice. And I think we will be able to do so, because this is an important step and we just want to do it. From this face on, it's a good thing that we have all the basics. And sometimes I think that the hard part is to get all the basics first. And if you kind of make your model look like the concept, which is the main idea, then at some point half of your work is done. And then you have to just adjust a few things, make a few changes here and there, but it's not very hard. From there on, it's just refining, which, by the way, I, as a character artist, find a little bit annoying. I mean, I like the first phase a lot. I like from the start, from zero, to make something that looks like something, and then I lose a little bit of the interest. I mean, I kind of start to not have fun that much. That's why I always start from sphere for my characters. Not only for this video or for some, no, I always start from sphere. I never use base meshes. And yeah, that's my preference, because you see, I want to have fun, and I told you the most fun I have is when I sculpt the beginning, when I start from sphere and do something nice. That's why I just like to do it. So I will inflate these areas here. I will try to see it from a lot of angles, from here, from other angles, from here also. And yeah, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I'm not absolutely sold on this yet. Hopefully it will come to the conclusion. So let's make a little bit better knee, because here you see the knee is kind of like a box. So probably we should do something like this. And it's going forward, by the way. Our knee is not going forward, it's going down, which is not a problem since we don't need to make it exactly like the concept, completely exactly like the concept. We don't need that. But most of the time we need to do it very similar. And the main idea is to capture the essence. And somebody will say, hey, what do you mean by that? I mean that you have to capture the feeling of the concept. If the concept is nice and you see it and you say, oh, this concept is nice, I want to do it in 3D. And you do it, but it doesn't look like the concept. Something is missing. So you have to work and work and work until you capture the essence. Even for me, as an experienced character artist, I also sometimes have difficulties capturing the essence from the first try. So I just know I have to keep doing it, I have to keep experimenting, and at the end I know that I will be able to capture it. For more beginner artists, of course, it will be a longer process. It will, especially in the beginning, it will take more time and more effort. But this effort will be worth it because you will learn. From everything you do, you will learn new things, you will learn your style, you will learn how you respond to stress and stuff like this, which is pretty important. And without this efforts and trial and error, you will not be able to succeed. Never. Yeah. All the great artists have gone through everything that you will go through. Don't think that those artists that you are admiring and stuff, they are kind of born ready. They are born, and then from like the second month of their birth, they start to do amazing sculptures or amazing art or amazing drawings. No. Most likely they spent a lot of years and thousands, tens of thousands of hours working so they can reach this level. There are sometimes people that are asking me on different channels. I mean, either on Udemy, where I sold my courses, or on ArtStation, what's the best way to learn anatomy, for example? And I say, practice and a lot of time and a lot of will to do it. I mean, some people are into this, starting to work or wanting to start to do it because they think that that's not that hard. It's not that easy. No, it's not that hard. Yeah, they think it's not that hard, and they think that they can learn because they can do everything, you know. And that's the Dunning-Kruger effect, where you don't know something, you think that there is nothing to know about. And character artists like this, many people who are having no idea how it is this done, they think that probably it's kind of easy, it's not a problem. And when they start to realize that it's not easy, and they in their head it's like not their thing. I mean, they don't have the talent, or they don't have, I don't know, it's not that. It's just that it's hard, and you have to have the will to do it. And if you don't have the will, you will not do it because it's hard. It's not easy. Of course, for me, especially for me, and other artists that I know, we don't have problem with that's hard. We even like it because it's hard, because it's our passion. We like it so much. It's our passion, and we love to do it. And the harder it is, the better for us, because there is more to learn. And the challenge is always welcomed. I kind of didn't know that in the beginning when I was young, but now I welcome the challenge. I like to challenge myself with a little bit harder characters or some anatomy which I haven't done before. Like, for example, this guy is kind of fat, and I haven't done too much fat guys in my time, and probably I should open some reference and try to do it, but for now I will just try like this. We'll see what happens. If I cannot do it, I will probably try with references, but for now it's looking not super bad. I mean, it's fine. It's kind of fine. His anatomy of his body will not be that visible, which is cool. But it will be kind of visible. It not be the visiblest thing. And also, as you can see now, this body, I will at some point give it to our lead artist, and his name is Evelyn Trifonov. You can check him out in ArtStation if you want, of course. He has a very nice things. He's a 2D artist, but he knows very well his job, and he's a very good lead artist. So he can he will give me some feedback. I will apply the feedback, and the model will become better. Yeah, if you see the models that I've done for our game, Heroes of the Dark, you will notice that they look nice. But they don't look nice because I'm super good or something. No, because of the teamwork, because of the nice concepts. The nice concept is always inspiring for us 3D artists. And we like to see nice concepts and to work on them. And the nice concept is making me one thing, making me willing to give the best of myself to make it in 3D, which is great. And also there is the lead artist, of course, with the feedbacks. And yeah, when a lot of people are working and we are constantly learning also, which is also great because we are developing even our skills while we work, which is amazing. So that things are making the great characters. Yeah, one game, if you get any game, it's not defined by its graphics or the characters or something, but they're pretty important, of course. Of course, the game for me is as good as the gameplay. For example, let's say Fallout 3. Fallout 3 has the most ugliest characters in probably all games ever. No, of course not, but they are pretty ugly. They're pretty bad. And but the gameplay was amazing, and I've played it with great pleasure. Although some of the girls had mustaches and stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's about the game. The game has to be good. The rest is not that important, I think. Okay, maybe the head is a little bit too small, or the body is... Let's go like this, Control A, all transformations, just to apply them for now. And we can decrease the size of the body with S. Or increase the size of the head. Let's try to increase the size of the head, why not? Why don't we? Okay, let's increase it. By the way, let me try something. Set origin to geometry. It will be nice. But it just breaks something, so it's not a good idea, because we have symmetrical things, mirror, modifier, and that's a little bit of a problem, but I will scale it, and then I'll move it down again to put it in position here. Maybe it's too big now. We can check it out, by the way. Let me show you how to put your images inside. So I'll press 1 on the numpad. Let's press 1 on the numpad, and we'll see this. This is our front orthographic view. Here you see it just above me, there, way above there. You can see front orthographic view. So if you don't have numpad because you're with laptop, you can press the comma key. This is the comma key. I don't. Yeah, this key here. See this little key, which is above the tab most of the time, and then you go front. and this is what you see. Now, when you are in this area, you take your concept from your folder and just drag it onto the viewport while in object mode, by the way. If you're in sculpt mode, nothing will happen. And then you will see this, and then you can scale it. Scale. And then put it in position, then scale again. And I think, by the way, here in the concept, in this concept particularly, the head is a little bit too big. I don't think I want to make it that big, but we'll see. Let's move this and position our character. Then I will put this back like this. And again, pressing 1 and see what happens. So with Alt Z, I will get my... Okay. I think it's okay. Even the hands are fine. The head is kind of fine. Maybe we can scale it a little bit down. We'll see. Because now he looks a little bit like a dwarf maybe. But I will leave it like that for now. Maybe the body could be a bit bigger. So I will go to sculpt mode and move the body a little bit. Let me, by the way, move my... Okay, 16 minutes into this video, we are okay. We're doing great, I think. So select the body and move it down like this to make it bigger. The legs, let's select them and try to make them smaller and more like inward like this. For these legs, which are werewolf legs, the broken like this, I like to, but let's do them like this. We'll see. They have to be closer together, maybe together. And yeah, I will probably rely a little bit more on the... by the way, we can do this. We can select this plane in object mode, move it a little bit more back, and then Shift D to duplicate it, and then rotate it 90 degrees. No, I couldn't rotate it. So I will now rotate, and then here, minus 90, because it was minus 60 something, so probably I had to do it minus. Okay, now Control 3 on the numpad, and I will move it like this, and you will see how now we are looking from the side view. Okay. Probably our guy is... Let me see it here also. Yeah, he has very... I mean, the ass is very low. Which, I don't care, I will do it, no problem. Oops. Again, go to sculpt mode, press G, and just put the ass down. I don't know why it was so low, but I don't care, it's okay. Here like this. And maybe the head should go more forward. But this time we'll have to go to object mode, select it, with shift, select the teeth and everything, and move it forward. Of course, this is not exactly what I meant. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, we are selecting also the... yeah, I will try to deselect this plane. And let's try now. Yes. We're moving, except for the little piece of beard here. Okay, I managed to select it. Now like this. Maybe like this, yeah. It's a relative, I mean, we don't have to do it exactly the same as the concept, but I told you it's good. Because the concept is nice, I like it. There are times, I admit, that I don't completely like the concept. Which, by the way, doesn't matter much. I mean, as professionals, we have to do what we have to do. So even if the concept is not of my liking, it's not the best, I don't like it completely, it doesn't matter, I have to do it. But it's completely normal. It's our job to do it. We don't have to like it. But I can say okay, I don't completely like this concept, for example. And the lead artist will say, okay, noted, and do it. It doesn't matter, do you like it or not? No, do it. Okay, no problem. You pay me for that, I do it. So yeah, it's not always, oh, I love it, I always like my concepts and I am super nice, I like to do it. No. Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. And which is quit your work. No, you have to do your work, basically. You're a character artist, not some prima ballerina and in some opera. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Oh, no. You just do it. And as professionals, we don't have problems with that. We do it and it's okay. So now I will push a little bit here, a little bit more, because I like to have polygons there when I do the low poly. I like to put some polygons in there so his feet can be able to be stretched a little bit more. So now you see my planes here are a little bit annoying. So can we put them only in the back? So they are never on the front, only in the back. Let's try that. Go to object mode, select one of the planes and visibility. Selectable. No, I don't want it to be selectable. Also this, I don't want it to be selectable. And in renders, see viewports, in renders we don't want it to be selectable. And this one also, oh, it's not selectable, so I cannot select it anymore. But they're empty objects, so very cool. Orthographic, perspective, front, back. Let's try them back. Yeah, I think this is better. Now I can work on my model without this getting in my way. Very nice. I select the legs, go to sculpt mode, and again continue working. So what I was talking about, yeah, we don't always have to like our concepts. We're okay with whatever. Even sometimes we are doing concepts which are, I mean, I can draw better concept, but since we are experienced 3D artists, I am at least, we are doing our 3D better than the concept. Sometimes we have to. Of course, every time you have to try to do it better than the concept, but sometimes the concept is so good, you cannot do this. You have to do it at least as good as the concept and it will be fine. And that's why I'm choosing, so it's easier for me, when I do my courses or when I do some concept just for fun, I choose very nice concepts from ArtStation. Just things that I know that will look very good in 3D. And I advise you, when you do things for portfolio, to choose these things. Avoid doing some, for example, I did this drawing when I was 6 and I like to make it in 3D. Avoid this. This will give you no real value. I mean, it will be probably bad. Because the drawing that you have done when you were 6 or 7 was pretty bad, let's face it. And the 3D will not be very good also. A good professional concept, 3D, not 3D, 2D concept will push your skills and will push you to make a very good or much better 3D than you probably can without the good concept. That's why I advise you to use nice concepts, and then when you are good enough, you can try using not so nice concept or your own concepts, God forbid, but sometimes people are like this. When I'm teaching people, like students, sometimes they say, I want to learn 3D so I can make my own drawings into 3Ds. And which is, it would be okay if your own drawings are fine. But if you are a good artist, 2D artist, you will be a good 3D artist as well, with a little practice. If you are not a very good 2D artist, if you don't know your stuff, your anatomy and stuff like this, you have a long, long way in front of you to be a good 3D artist. So from good 3D artist, from good painter or drawer, just artist, yeah. From the good 3D artist, concept artist can become a very good 3D artist. But from bad artist, you cannot be a very good 3D artist if you are a bad artist. You have to have this artistic thing, which is, you can develop it, of course. I'm not saying you cannot, because I always tell a story. I have this schoolmate in 8th grade, I think I was, yeah, in 8th grade, and we were studying in this drawing class together, and he wasn't good, basically. In 8th grade, I was one of the best. Yeah, I know. He was one of the worst. His drawing skills were worse than mine in, for example, 10 years old. So he was pretty bad. But what happened is that when we finished school and everything, like after years, he kinda blew up, but not like a bump. But he wanted super bad to become an artist. Really, really bad. So he started to draw. He started to draw from comic books. He started to use anatomy books and draw and draw and draw and draw. He bought a tablet. One of the first guys that I know that bought a graphic tablet. Back in the days, it was like, I think 2000 and maybe 2003, I'm not sure. He bought a tablet and started to draw and draw and draw. And at some point, he was much better than me, because I wasn't drawing that much. So with many, many hundreds or even thousands of hours of practice for a few years, he became one of the best artists in Bulgaria. Now he has I think over 16,000 followers in ArtStation. I have only 8,000, I think. So more than double mine, maybe 3 times, I'm not sure. and yeah, he's doing great. But what can we get from this story? He just wanted to be good. He just wanted it. And he was willing to put the time and effort. And he did. So it's not enough to want it. It's not enough to be willing to put the time and effort, but you have to do it. You have to start and systematically do it. You have to close yourself at home and, nowadays it's more difficult, because back in the days, the internet, there was no YouTube, there was no TikTok, there was no Instagram. Those temptations were not there back in the days where we were studying, which I think was great. But nowadays, even if you really want to do it, you can do it. Just say, okay, today I will not watch TV, I will not watch Netflix, I will not. So the worst thing you can do to yourself, to your art development, is to get attached to some kind of a TV show or something, because until you watch the whole episodes of this TV show and everything that has come out, you will not be able to work as good. So don't do this. Don't get too much attached to a game or TV show. It will just ruin your development. Get attached to your work. Get attached to 3D. Get attached to 2D. Get attached to learning anatomy. Get attached to learning Blender. Get attached to this kind of things. Get attached to even learning a game engine. Why not? Some people say that game engines are better than the real thing. Not the real thing. I have a friend that is even better 3D artist than me, which is unbelievable, I know, but he's one of the best in Bulgaria and maybe in the world, but whatever. Yeah. So he suddenly doesn't want to sculpt that much anymore. He wanted to do things in Unreal Engine. And I was very surprised, but Unreal Engine obviously provides you with a lot of creativity. And for one artist, because he's a real artist, I mean, yeah, with the depressions and everything, just a real artist. So for one artist, this is pretty important, creativity. And ZBrush is giving you a lot of creativity options, Blender also, but maybe Unreal Engine is giving you even more. Because you can, I don't know if you can animate your stuff or whatever, but you can do a lot of things there. You can make artificial intelligence even, almost. Yeah, for games, they do that. I mean, with a lot of nodes and stuff they do. The enemies are chasing you. If you are there, they are there too. They are shooting at you. They want to eat you and stuff like this. And this is all done in this Unreal Engine, so it's completely fine. Now, probably I should stop working on this character for now. Give it as a screenshot to the lead artist and ask him what he thinks about it, and also ask him for some feedback. It would be great if he can give us a little bit of feedback, or we can start working on the clothes and then get the feedback, but it could be a little bit more difficult. Whatever. Yeah, we are in these studios we're working, we are a little bit spoiled because I can always depend on the feedback. I don't have to do it all by myself because we try to do it as best as possible. Every character we try to do it as best as possible, and yeah, that's why we are depending on each other, not working completely alone. Sometimes there is very little feedback. It depends on how much time have I put beforehand to try to do it better. Sometimes there is a little bit more feedback because I was more lazy and I didn't do it properly. Yeah, but that's okay. This should be a little bit thicker here. And by the way, working with Blender is nice because when I want a feedback from my supervisor, the lead artist of the project, I can give him the Blender file even, and he can look at it from all angles and see what happens and what works, what not. Because Blender is free, and he doesn't have ZBrush because first, he cannot work with ZBrush because he's a 2D artist, and second, because he don't need it, and the studio hasn't give him a license. They gave me a license because I'm a 3D artist, I need ZBrush. He doesn't have license, so I cannot give him the ZBrush file and he opens it and everything, no. But with Blender, that's not a problem. He's a 2D artist, but 2D artists these days, also good ones, they work with Blender, and that's completely fine. I have to select this empty object, one of those. I'm not sure which one was that. And again, I cannot select it because it's not selectable. Okay, I think we can go here and go this selectable, make them selectable, select this one, and back. Okay. Oops. Interesting. Now we see it from this side. Okay, let's try front. Ah, front is better. Oops. It's better, but like this. Huh. Alright, back. Whatever. It's okay. We can even disable the visibility for now. We don't want them to be on our way. But as you can see, with me talking, I'm talking, but I did a lot of things, and I kind of managed to do a good job of kind of refining, kind of making some details and stuff like this. That's great. That's great. I think the arms, his arms should be even thicker than in the concept. He's a tank. He's a huge guy. He's strong. He has to have huge arms and also huge, probably fingers and hands. But we will see. With that note, we have to end this video because I don't want these videos to be super long. So we'll end it and continue in the next one. We'll see what we'll do next. Maybe we'll start some clothes. Sorry. But yeah, maybe we can start some clothes, or I first will get the approval of the overall look and then get the clothes. We'll see. Okay, bye for now. See ya.